Yo, Kpaceguy here. I want to talk to you guys about Bose products and why audiophiles hate Bose. So we're gonna get right into this one. This one's actually pretty easy. It's price. Bose prices everything really high, and the way that you determine when something's priced really high or really low is its value whenever you use it. So for example, let's say a TV, it could be priced at $1,000 but has no HDR10 or Dolby Vision, or doesn't support HDMI, like things like that, like features. That really determines if the price makes sense. So in audio world, pricing is based off of how good does it sound and what do you get for the money. And so with Bose, they price their systems $1,000 and up. I haven't really seen anything as far as home theater goes. Their home theater equipment is up there. Their headphones, they're up there too. $99 for some earbuds. I think Beats does that too, things like that. That's probably the lowest pair of headphones you can get, and those are just your hang on your ear type headphones, not your over the head, no sound canceling, active sound canceling. Nothing like that. It's $99, I think, like that. Their Bluetooth speakers are up there. They're $400, $500, $600, $700, depending which ones you get. I think $170 something before tax is the lowest. I'm not sure. I went to a Bose store on accident. I was at Outlet Mall a couple days ago and ended up walking into a Bose store with a friend. But Bose is overpriced with everything that they sell. Absolutely everything. Everything is way too overpriced. And like I said, the way you determine that is based off how it sounds. You can go and find something now equal to or less than of that price and it sound the same or better. And that's why Bose isn't doing as good with the audio community as far as audiophiles go. People don't want the Bose name anymore because they realize that you can get so much better for so much less. And so I remember back when I was younger, my dad had a Bose stereo system. I thought it was amazing. I had those cube speakers that one could turn this way and one turn this way. Then had the Acoustimass module that they had, the subwoofer. It had the controls on the subwoofer, and then it had a CD player, played DVDs. I thought that was really cool, but that was back in like 2000 and I don't know, 1 or something, 2002. When I was much younger. I thought those were the coolest things. When I grew up, I wanted to get Bose, but as I got more into the industry, I realized that Bose is not where you want to go. You can get Paradigm, you can get Polk, you can get BMW, you can get DefTech, all that stuff for the same price or less, and you can customize it to your needs, tailor it to your needs. It's just not what you want to do. So pricing is going to have to be the first one. My second one was going to be price versus performance. Since I already said that, I'll just go ahead and include it here. Price versus performance. You want to spend your money on things that are going to give you what you paid for. Bose doesn't do that. Bose uses, I don't know how much now, but definitely back then, a decade ago, and so they use very bad materials. They use paper cones, just little paper cones as their drivers, little 4.5-inch drivers. I remember that speaker was the Bose 901s, I think is what they call it, the bookshelf speakers way back in the day. They had 4 sets of 4.5 paper cone woofers on this side, and then facing the other direction was 4 more 4.5-inch paper cone speakers, and they were just pointed kind of like this, then never directly to you, but out that way, because Bose is infamous for their sound bouncing off walls. Bose really needs you to have an ideal room because they rely on reflections more than any company ever made out there, ever created. They really rely on your room to be perfectly symmetrical. The walls have to be equidistant from you. It's just they rely on their reflection method way too much. Maybe not so much now, but definitely before. And so the price versus performance, if you're gonna spend that much money, it needs to sound well and last for a long time. So those are my first 2 points. The third one's going to be stock sound / EQ. Now what I mean by stock sound is Bose is a home theater in the box kind of company. That's how you can think of them. It's like a home theater in the box, but like a high-end home theater in the box. Whatever it sounds like, it's what it sounds like. There's nothing you can really do. There's no calibration microphone that you can use with your YPow or your MCACC, your Odyssey, or your Anthem, your Arc. You can't do that. You just don't have it. Whatever they tweak it to is how they want it to sound. So like I said, they use not the best quality materials in their speakers, and so what they do to make up for the lack of material that they use is to EQ the heck out of their speakers so that it sounds ideal, or at least makes you think that. So they could boost up the bass, and they don't use like separate components like a tweeter, a mid-range, and a woofer, a big woofer at the bottom. They don't do that. They use one or two drivers in their speakers, and they EQ it to make it sound like there's separate components. And when what the problem with that is, there's limits to that. You can't really get deep bass. It's just natural. You can't get deep bass from a 6-inch driver. You can get low. We've heard some, not sub 30s, but like 35 hertz, 40 hertz from some small drivers, but that sounds good, sure. But what if you want to listen to like heavy bass music, or you want to watch a movie with a deep LFE track? That 6.5 inch is not going to fill your room with sound, and it's definitely going to struggle to do it. You're going to hear the distortion and it fatiguing, and the motor. You're just going to hear all sorts of problems because it's not able to push that kind of sound. So sure, maybe for like a small room or a kitchen or something like that, if you have like one of the Bluetooth speakers, sure, you can fill that room with some sound. You don't want to crank it up too loud, just some music to listen to while you're doing a project or something, sure. But you're not going to get that kind of sound out of a 6-inch driver. It's just not going to happen. You're going to need a 10-inch subwoofer or a 12-inch if you really want to experience movies the way you want to experience. Now, for music, it might be okay. 8 inches is probably as low as I would go if I was going to put a subwoofer at all in my system. But with Bose, you kind of have to. You can't really get away with having a Bose system and not having one of their acoustic mass modules, because it comes with it, and it's tuned just like their speakers are. It may not be able to dig low, so they might bump up 30, 35 hertz, a good 6 to 10 dB, just so that it sounds like it's doing something. But of course, it's going to have a limit. They're going to put a limit on there, so once you crank it up too much, you can't go any higher than that. So sound quality and EQ, that's going to be the third point, but the fourth point is going to be demo storage. So demo storage, if you ever walk into a Bose demo room, of course they have all the speakers laid out for you, headphones and everything, and everything's playing, whatever, but then there's that one room in the back behind a curtain that you can't go in unless you wait for an associate to do a demo. So I've been in one of those a long time ago, and I forgot what they were advertising their TV. I forgot what it was called. Bose came out with a TV that did not do well at all. They came out with a TV that had to be hung on a wall. It could not be on a stand or anything like that. It hung on the wall, and it had, I don't know how many different speakers built inside this TV. And I believe it was like a 42 inch. It wasn't even big, but it was built inside the TV before sound bars were big. And what it did was give you the illusion that you had surround speakers here, behind you. You had your fronts in front of you, a center speaker. It made that illusion, and it actually did very well. It was actually very convincing. And it had a deep bass. I believe there wasn't a subwoofer either. I think everything that you needed was built into this TV. And it sounded great. The TV itself, like picture-wise, it was, you know, your average TV, but the sound quality of that TV was beyond its time, because no TV could sound like that, and still no TV sounds like that. The issue with that TV and why it didn't do well is how many people in the row are going to have that room that was symmetrical, the equal distance between here and here. You're not going to find that. So when you put that TV in your room, you're not going to experience anything like that. It's not going to be any better than the regular TV you have now, although the bass might be a little bit deeper. But other than that, unless you had a room that was absolutely perfect for it, and you had the space, and you owned your house so that you could mount your TV, you weren't going to get that sound. You just weren't going to get that sound. It didn't do good. I don't know anybody who has it. I'm sure you can look it up on YouTube, and you're going to get like a 12-year-old video that shows somebody who has it. You're not going to find it in stores or online unless it's used and getting away. It's like ancient old. You're not going to find that television. But even if you did, you didn't want it because it doesn't have, you know, 4K or anything like that. The new stuff doesn't have any of that. But it did not do well. And Bose, like I said, they're infamous for their reflection technology. And since we're talking about that, I want to go ahead and address more on that EQ thing that they do. It's not only EQ, like I said, they do reflections, and so since they rely on your reflections so much, they don't really do surround sound anymore. If you go to Bose, you're getting like one giant speaker, kind of like a sound bar, and then they're relying on your room to be perfect. They don't have the front, center, surround, sides, back. They don't really have that like a traditional home theater in the box, because they think that they use their engineering to they've researched how the human ear listens to things, how it picks up things, and they've implemented that into their system so that they can fool your mind into thinking that, hey, that guy just walked past me on my right, oh my gosh, there's somebody running behind me on my left, but really it's just coming from your front sound stage, which is awesome, which is really, really cool. But again, how many houses are going to be able to do that? So let's get into the last point, which is actually a good note on Bose. Bose makes pretty good headphones. I'm giving that. I would get Bose over Beats unless you just love bass. I love bass, so I have Beats, but I love sound quality more than bass, and I think Bose sounds good. Now you're gonna have to get up there in price. Bose is a good headphone. Good. You're not gonna get amazing sound quality from Bose. You're not gonna get it, but they sound good, and their noise canceling is phenomenal. You put those on a plane or something, sure, you know, you're not expecting too good of sound quality. Like if you're on a plane trip, long car ride, something like that, you know, you just want some music. You don't necessarily need something that's really going to give you that sound quality, but the noise canceling is phenomenal. Bose does offer things that have really good sound quality, but not the greatest. There's things out there that you can get for the price that they're offering that's better. So it's just, that's the reason why us audiophiles don't like Bose. It's just they overprice their things, and it's not reasonable. You can get things that sound better. Bose really appeals to the people who just want sound in a small package. A lot of people don't like giant tower speakers sitting in their living room with PV4000s in each corner. People don't like that kind of thing. It's like a sore thumb in the room. So Bose uses that one sound bar in a subwoofer, or two front speakers that face one direction and face the other, and then bounce off the wall to hit your ear. And it's nice. If you have the room, it's perfect for you actually. But most people don't have that, and it's $3,000 for that. And like I said, you can't do any equalization of your own. They've already preset how it's going to sound, how it sounds. It could sound great in one room, and then you take that same system, unplug it, move it to another room, and it sounds absolutely terrible. And that's because it's tailored to one sound. So you don't have the customability that you have when you get a separate AVR, throw on some tower speakers, get a subwoofer, run that Odyssey, run that MCACC, whatever you have, and make it yours. You don't have that. So that's the reasons why us audiophiles don't like Bose. It's not that Bose sucks, it's just other things are better, and they're the same price or less. So keep that in mind when you're looking at Bose. I know Best Buy sells Bose. I'm not really sure who sells Bose other than Best Buy and Bose, but Bose is cool. They're cool. They don't like you to be able. They're a really sneaky company because they know that their products aren't up to standard compared to your Polks, your Klipsch, your DefTech, your Paradigm, your Bowers and Wilkins, your Monitor Audios. They know that. And how I know that they know that is because just look at it. It's right in front of you. If you ever had an existing Bose system, or you have an ability to go see one, you can't connect your Bose system to any other system. You can't do anything. If they have their own different plugs that no other system you're going to find in the world has, because they don't want you to be able to plug your system up to a Yamaha or AV receiver, to a Denon, and then listen to the sound quality there. You can't, it's not going to sound good. It's just going to sound like a regular home theater in a box, little satellite speakers. They know that. So they only let you connect to their systems. Only to their systems, because that's how they keep themselves from being too exposed. The problem with that though, when I was younger, like I said, I wanted Bose stuff, and I had a guy who had Bose, and I actually used Bose speakers as my, I believe I used them as my height channels, and it wasn't that great. They sounded like regular satellite speakers. And you don't want to plug them up to anything other than Bose, because Bose has them tuned the way that they want you to hear them. But once you take that tuning away and put it to an actual receiver that will really show what sound quality those speakers have, that's when Bose falls off. So if you've ever seen a Bose system or a Bose Acoustimass module / subwoofer, they only have connections that fit Bose. You can't really do anything with that subwoofer or with that speaker unless you tweak it yourself, modify it yourself so that it works with your system. So it's something to think about. I would probably never have Bose ever again. Their Bluetooth speakers though are very good. I did hear a Bluetooth speaker and it was phenomenal. The bass reproduction out of this package, which was probably this wide and maybe this tall, sounds amazing. It wasn't even their best one, but of course it was $600, and I don't know if I can justify getting a $600 Bluetooth speaker. Well, maybe not me personally, because I have all this equipment. I don't need a Bluetooth speaker. I don't do much portable listening, but there's speakers out there who sound good who aren't $600, you know. But the things you can get, you get Spotify Connect, things like that. I mean, it's really good. It sounded really good actually. really good. The bass was good. I didn't get to pick it up to full volume because it was in the store, but it sounded really good, not gonna lie. So Bose has the headphones and the Bluetooth speakers down. If you want Bose stuff like that, I think that's a good thing to do. But as far as like home theater things, look elsewhere unless you really want that small package. It doesn't sound terrible at all, but make sure you have the room for it. Make sure you have the treatment for it. Actually, you don't want too much treatment. You don't want too many picture frames, too much fabric, too much carpet, because they're really relying on the reflection. So I'm not gonna bash Bose. This isn't a bash Bose video, but it is something to enlighten you, to open your eyes to, just in case you didn't know. But that's gonna do it for this video. That is reasons why us audiophiles hate Bose. There's gonna be a video coming out. I usually only do 2 videos a week, but I think I have a 3rd video. Very interesting topic. I'm not gonna tell you what it is yet, so you have to stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe and you have clicked that bell so that you are notified whenever a new video is up. And that's gonna do it for this one, guys. So Kpaceguy, Kpaceguy's out.